to you from the Danish city of Esbjerg and the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015. Amongst the sights in and around this seaport city, the 4 men at sea, the 9-metre high sculptures built to celebrate Esbjerg's centenary. It's Denmark's 5th largest city and was once the country's biggest fishing harbour. As the sun sets on that harbour, we turn our attention to the Granley Hockey Centre, and this, the penultimate session in the men's draw, men's session 8, and our feature game, Norway against Switzerland. Norway guaranteed a semi-final slot.
On sheet B, Sweden and the Netherlands.
I'm Alison Walker, and alongside me, Logan Gray. We will be bringing you live commentary on the whole game.
Czech Republic and Finland.
Norway against Switzerland, and here are the teams for Norway. The lead, Havid van Pettersen. Their second player, Christopher Sva.
And on sheet E, Italy and Germany.
At third, we have Torgen Ergaard.
Teams, you may kill your sliders.
And their skip, Thomas Ulsrud. Sander Rovag is their alternate, and Peter Noor, the coach. For Switzerland, the lead, Valentin Tanner. The skip, Peter de Cruz. Third player, Claudio Petz.
The games will commence in
And
1
throwing the
minute.
skips, stones at fourth, Benoit Schwartz. Michael Probst, the alternate, and Claudio Peschkia, their coach.
We ask that everyone turn off their cell phones and please no
There we go. Look at
flash
Norway, a
during games.
100% record. They have qualified top of the standings, 7 wins and no losses. They really have been so impressive this week. And 4 other teams on 4 and 3. Finland are on 3 and 4, as are Scotland. And joint bottom, 2 and 5. The Czech Republic, Italy and Netherlands, still a huge amount to play for. Least of all, qualification for the World Championships next year. So the other games in this very important round-robin session: Scotland are playing Russia, Sweden against the Netherlands, the Czech Republic versus Finland, our featured game, and on sheet E, Italy are playing Germany. Swiss get us underway, and a quick word with Logan Gray about how he sees this one going.
Yeah, good afternoon, Alison. Switzerland obviously starting the game off. I think it's difficult to look past Norway. Norway have just been so good this week, probably playing some of the best stuff they've ever played, to be perfectly honest. And nobody's even been able to take them to the 9th end so far this week. I was told that by making your team concede early in each of the first 7 games, that they've saved 21 ends already this week. That's over 2 games.
So that's energy levels more than anything.
Well, absolutely. And when you've got the oldest player in the tournament in your team, and Thomas Ulsrud, then that's only valuable going into the semi-final stages.
But the Swiss, they've got so much to play for, and might Norway now take their foot slightly off the gas, even psychologically?
Well, quite possibly. They already have the top spot in the round robin in the bag, so they'll be playing against the 4th place team in the round robin in the semi-finals. Here's Valentin Tanner, the lead for this young Swiss team, but certainly don't write off this Swiss team. A lot of people have tipped them for a medal at the start of the week, and they're certainly capable of it. So I'm expecting a high-quality game.
And Switzerland have certainly worked their way into this round robin after a few sticky moments and a bit of a break last night, certainly against Sweden, winning that one, and it didn't look like it would be the case. Norway sporting different pants again, the red, grey and white diamonds. Havid van Pettersen is their lead player. Lives in Arendal in Norway. And this team sharpened up their competitive edge by going out to Canada. And that seems to have really worked a treat for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They've not had any earth-shattering results this season, but they've been playing a very high level of competition. So they, a lot of the competitions, the Grand Slam of curling events that they've been playing in, they're potentially playing in a higher level of field than is here across the European A group. So obviously sharpened them up, and they're doing everything they would need to beat the best Canadian teams now. So perhaps that's the reason why they're just steamrolling the field at the moment.
That was Peter de Cruz there, the scout for Switzerland from Geneva.
Every time we've seen Peter this week, he's just not looked quite at the level we would normally see him playing at.
Speaking to their coach on the bus last night, and he's saying, well, remember, this is their debut here. You know, give them a bit of a break amongst the big boys.
Yeah, it is the debut for Peter and Valentin. Claudio Pescia has played in a few Europeans, but I meant to say Claudio Petz, he's played a few himself, playing with Sven Michael. First time with this team though, and Benoit Schwartz has been involved in the past as well. Well, and it looks like Norway, the front end, are just picking up where they left off against Sweden earlier, beating the world champions in just 7 ends.
There's the rules of play for you. 6 ends minimum, 38-minute thinking time, and allowed 1 60-second timeout. So time is important. Focus and concentration from Peter de Cruz. He was actually born in London, but lives in Geneva.
Yeah, and as you would expect, speaks perfect English. Well, makes a nice hit and roll underneath that yellow corner guard. Although Norway are already guaranteed top spot in this round robin, I'm sure they'll want to keep the momentum going. They don't want even to give anyone a look in this week, and I think they're kind of they've got half an eye on some records along the way as well. We did a little bit of homework earlier on and established that no team had gone through a whole round robin undefeated and not even had to go to the 10th end. So
yep,
it's still optimistic, but
it's very possible. Yep, the way they've been playing.
Here's another good one.
They've got a fair amount of European medals in their box as well. 2 European gold, 5 silver, 2 bronze medals. But it's gold they're most certainly after this week.
Yeah, they've suffered disappointment in international finals on a few occasions as well. Olympic Games in 2010, of course, and 2015 World Men's too.
Yeah, and that's the one that is missing from their collection.
No, they managed to pick one up in 2014 in Beijing. They won their one world title.
Gold medal at the Olympics. They're still missing.
Yeah, 13th time at the European Championships for Thomas Ulsrud.
Litt løs! Red! Red! Kjell litt løs! Red! Red! Wow! Red! Ja! Ja! Wow! Ja! Red! Red! Ja!
An impressive 9-2 win over Sweden in their last game. You'd expect them to have been their closest rivals. They normally are. But another comprehensive win earlier today. Claudio Petz, 28-year-old third player for Switzerland.
Well, makes a good job of the raise takeout there. They hit and stick and lie in shot position. So it looks like they're going to play the double here.
Ja, det vanskelig, vi kan prøve. 11, jeg helt enig. Hår høyt.
So discussion there just about whether they can get the shooter into the house by playing the double. Torger just doing a little bit steering from the hack, telling him where he wants to brush to make the shot.
40 years old, started when he was 5.
Perfect.
And still going strong, producing shots like that.
Yeah, and interestingly, earlier on we were talking about this Norwegian side, and saw Torger moving the brush from the hack, and they did spend a while, this Norwegian team, trying to all throw it the same and develop that so it'd make it easier on the skip to put the brush in the right place. And then they just gave up because it was just too difficult. They were too different, and they've just learned to play it and be themselves. So
well, it's worked for them, hasn't it? You know, why would you change something that's working?
Absolutely, it's been an illustrious career for these Norwegian boys.
And at the other end, we have Benoit Schwartz in terms of the age group.
Just sneaks past that wide red.
Bronze medal at the World Men's Curling Championship in 2014 in Beijing.
Just slips by. Great view there. How close that was.
Ja, vi har mye å gå på den veien da. Skal vi ta bitte mer is? Sneppe mer! Så kan vi heller bruke... Jeg må ikke være... Nei. Ja, men da har vi dobbelt. 3. Vi kan gå for den.
Well, they're just going to ignore that yellow stone at the front of the house. Already lying in shot position, and just going to split the rings, really.
Watching this delivery from Ulsrud.
Masse plass, masse plass! Vekover! Den her. Tror jeg ok. 5, 6. Wow! 6.
Oh, they need to stay in front of the tee line here. You see the communication from the sweepers indicating it's maybe going a little bit further than they wanted it to. So is there a double? The Norwegians deliberately swept that one back.
I think they fancy it, do they? I think they do.
Yeah, well, they've got options here. They can, if they're a little bit fat, they can either roll behind either of the guards. It's a pretty flat double, though.
Whoa, whoa. No. No, 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 no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
Well, it doesn't do enough to roll into shot position.
Okay.
So it'll just be the same draw again, really, for Thomas Ulsrud. Thomas Ulsrud, of course, the 44-year-old. He's self-employed. And of course resides in Oslo, playing in the Snarøya Hallen. Final stone of the first end. Just needs to hit the 8 foot. And the Norwegian train will keep on rolling. Just a formality, really.
Steady enough start.
So and after one end it's Norway 2, Switzerland 0. Second end underway. Sva and Nøgaard on the brushes. And perfect start really for Norway, scoring 2 in the first end. And just continuing to look imperious throughout this championship.
Wait.
Valentin Tanner here just trying to draw to the wing to get a guard up. See a real team effort on this one. Does enough to get it over. A really long corner guard though, if they were ever to draw around there, would be relatively straightforward for the Norwegians to remove it. We would generally expect the Norwegians to play defensive from a 2-shot lead. They'll continue to apply some pressure to the Swiss, putting on the centre guard here. Well, the Norwegians just slipping into the front of the house there and gives Switzerland the chance to make a takeout. Well, did the important thing there, the Swiss, and Keeps the shootout. Oh, another lovely hit and roll into the house.
Christopher Sva, second for Norway. He's a curling instructor in Snarin Curling Club in Oslo. I'm not sure he's there that much. Is he, Logan?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. He spends so much time on the tour. But nice to give something back to the sport. And I know at the Snarøya curling rink in Oslo, they've got very good corporate business with the kind of industrial area nearby. Lots of businesses come in and after work and bring their teams in for a little bit of rest and relaxation.
And networking as well. That's big in Norway. Curling and networking, like golf and business in other parts of Europe.
Yeah, and who better to teach you how to curl than a fun-loving Olympic silver medalist?
Who enjoys dancing and travelling. And his bio said he likes Michael Flatley, so I'm not quite sure about that. I can just see him dancing that. Important games tonight. Let's see what's happening between the Swedes and the Dutch. First end, Nicholas Edin with the final stone.
Yeah, the Swedes really needing to bounce back with a win this afternoon after a couple of losses. They were pretty unfortunate to burn their shot to win the game against Switzerland yesterday and just looked a little bit hungover from that performance when they played against Norway this morning, not even at the races. But making a good start there against the Netherlands. You would expect the world champions to pick that one up. It's 2-0 after one end.
And that Netherlands team, the new boys in the division.
Well, back in our featured game, a nice double take out there by Peter de Cruz. Moves the play towards this corner guard, but as we mentioned earlier in the end, the corner guard just a little bit too long. Won't really pose any problems for the Norwegians.
Claudio Petz for Switzerland. So what about Scotland against Russia? First end on sheet A. Let's see what's happening there. Alexei Stuskalski. I always get that wrong.
Alexei Stukhalski.
Stukhalski.
Well, needs to find a piece of the forefoot to score here.
Russia on 4-3, as you can see.
Great sweep. Super job there by Kalalb and
His hands on his knees there. But they made it. They're 1 up after the first end.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, that one. Russia, 1 win ahead of the Scots, but the Scots seem to be finding a little bit of form.
Yeah, a bit of a turnaround after beating Finland last night. Seems to have given them a lift. And won this morning. He's there if they need him. Peter Moe.
Yeah, wannabe Scot.
Nice ad. But it would destroy Thomas's hair, so he wouldn't want to wear one. It doesn't match those trousers anyway.
Ren. Ja. Ja.
Exchanging hit and rolls here. There's the Swiss coach, Claudia Pescia. I think that beard is new this year.
Yeah, he's usually pretty clean-shaven, Claudio. Also trying something new out, but super guy to have in the bench, supporting this young team's development.
Yep, he's been all over the world, competing and winning in his day.
Yeah, self-employed Claudio, so he can make a little bit of time to follow some of his other interests. Yeah, he's been to Canada with this Peter de Cruz rink this season a couple of times. They went at the start of the season and then went just a few weeks before the European Championships, winning an event in Cookstown, just outside Toronto, beating teams such as Ontario's Mark Keane and Prince Edward Island's Adam Casey along the way. So a couple of good scalps and certainly good confidence building going into this competition.
Yeah, I think they're one of the teams that have played the most games out and about this year. So 8 events away from home.
Yeah, they did it all really early in the season though, and they almost had a little bit of a rest before the or during October in the run-up to the European Playdowns in Switzerland. And speaking to Claudio, he said that he felt like that really benefited them. They're really fresh going into European playoffs, and they made it reasonably straightforward, even against a team of Sven Mikkel's quality. Well, a nice hit and roll, right over behind that yellow corner guard. Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Thomas Ulsrud wants to make every shot and win this game.
Yep, he's a winner, all right.
I'm sure part of it for the Norwegians will be that they want the better opposition in the field not to make the semi-finals, and I think they've got a great opportunity to do that here against the Swiss. I'm sure they recognise them as a real threat. This team with Benoit Schwartz throwing the final stones. I'm sure they would be quite happy for them not to make the semi-finals and for one of the lesser nations to qualify.
Yeah, they'd be happy to clean sweep everything and make it as easy for themselves as possible.
Well, that super hit and roll from Thomas Ulsrud in behind that extremely long guard must have been too good and forces Switzerland to draw for 1. After 2 ends, it's Norway 2, Switzerland 1.
Regarde, regarde. Regarde. 3. 3. Oui. Lynn, c'est bien, ça cœur lacé. Ça cœur un peu trop.
So we're into the third end of this, our featured game between Norway and Switzerland, the ultimate round-robin game. Norway already comfortably having qualified. But what of Switzerland? Huge amount for them to play for here. 2-1. Alison Walker and Logan Gray bringing you live commentary from the Granley Hockey Arena. And Christopher Esbjerg really doing his stuff there. Some heavy sweeping going on.
Yeah, just a quick recap on the second end there. I'm sure Switzerland thought they were maybe going to come through that second end unscathed. And then fantastic hit and roll by Thomas Hulsrud forces them to draw for one.
And I guess the same strategy for them, Logan. They've just got to keep right in there, keep as close to Norway as possible. Don't let them get ahead too far.
Yeah, absolutely. They've not really been tested in the business end of the game. Everybody really kind of almost losing the game in the first half. So I'm sure the Swiss game plan will be to kind of keep it tight as far as possible, and then maybe they'll catch a break later on.
You know, it's hard not to appreciate what Norway are doing. They know exactly what their jobs are. There doesn't seem any doubt about or debate about anything. It's clinical. And again, just doing the basics really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. They just look like a fully developed curling team to me. They're probably there's probably not too much more room for improvement for them, and then I'm sure they're quite happy with their performances. So for them, it's just about continuing to do the same things over and over and pretty much loot as many medals and competition wins as possible now, as they kind of enter the twilight of their career, certainly for Thomas and Torger.
I think it'll only be age that eventually catches up with them.
Whereas this Peter de Cruz team is certainly still developing, but an extremely good team already, even at this young age.
Settling in nicely. Let's check on sheet B. Sweden against the Netherlands. Sweden with 2 in that first end.
Here's Jaap van Dorp throwing final stones for Netherlands. So Nicholas playing a straightforward shot to score 2 in the first end.
This is looking not good for the Netherlands. Not good indeed. It's a steal of 1 for Sweden. Frustration for him. 3-0 up to the Swedes now. And the Netherlands' goal was to qualify for the World Championships this week.
And they're certainly still in with a chance of doing that. First things first, they need to secure their position in the A group for next year. Currently tied for 8th with Czech Republic and Italy on 2 wins and 5 losses. So they'll probably have to secure another win. May well be struggling to do that against Sweden. But Jaap van Dorp and his team having a fantastic season with some terrific performances. A couple of finals on the World Curling Tour.
And a very, very young team as well.
Well, an interesting end developing here in our featured game. Well, we probably would have liked just to stay half on that redstone. I think Pierre de Cruz indicating that one might have just grabbed something at the end there. Took a bit of a dive on them.
Lots of stones in play though, which potentially make it very interesting indeed.
Hva det beste da? Ja, dette her jo like bra her da. Du drar på, vi får jo være beste til å gjøre det, dra på en til du galer han. Jo, vi må det. Det mye rødt som går, vi får løst opp litt. Vi får skåret, treffe der. 2 cm i høyt. Det blir veldig bra, men. Hår høyt.
Well, I would say that the Swiss are doing a better job than most in hanging with this team, and look at those stats from the Norwegians. That's difficult to live with.
No team can live with that. Let's see what happens here. Moves a few around.
Well, unfortunately for Norway, they were all Norwegian stones, so that's the first mistake really of the game. Let's have another look. Well, he's trying to hit it across the face, so trying to hit it a little bit right of the nose. He hit it absolutely square in the face, and that's not a good result for Norway.
So a little break perhaps for Team Switzerland. There's their percentages, which really aren't too bad, but against a team that's getting 100%, then, you know.
Yeah, absolutely quite respectable. But a nice end developing for them here in 3. Puts the guard back up.
Here's another update for you. It's the Italy-Germany game on sheet E, second end. And as you can see, Italy getting 2 in the first. Alex Bowman, the German skip. They're looking a little concerned.
Well, it's a tough draw. Needs to be in the forefoot. And Joel Retornaz pushing that one as far as it will go. Steal of 2 for Italy. And wow, maybe an upset on the cards there.
Yeah, that's a sore one so far for Germany. 4-0 down. They were on 4-3. They are on 4-3. Italy on 2-5 at the moment. So a win needed for them too. This is our featured game though. Norway against Switzerland.
Oh, another good guard goes up by Claudio Petz. Well, now Norway are just going to focus on making sure they've got a way in with their skip stones to be able to score with the last stone of this third end.
And certainly after that mistake, Switzerland taking the game to them.
Yeah, expect some granite to fly here. Hoping to move all 3 of the stones in the centre line. Gets them all moving and opens up that stone at the back of the button. Still in a bit of a sticky spot though, with a good draw from Benoit Schwartz with his next stone.
And straight away, Switzerland know what they're planning to do. Certainly open things up.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. That stone by Christopher Sva that just rumbled all of the Norwegian stones out and left the yellow Swiss stones was an absolute catastrophe.
Benoit Schwartz, first of his 2 stones. Soup is watching this one very carefully indeed.
Well, that's a let off, really. looking for something in the top of the forefoot, and they slipped to the back of the house. So that's just really extra backing for Thomas Ulsrud.
So an opportunity missed by Switzerland, and they might not get many.
Well, I'm sure Benoit knows that as well as NM. They played each other so much on the tour.
Det blir vanskelig å få to uansett, og få telling for den.
To måtte vi ha dratt dragene hit, da. Eller helt hit.
Ja, det tror jeg vanskelig. Men der og 15, da.
So while they're thinking about that, let's have a look at Scotland against Russia.
Alt fra
Russia won
kjapp
up
til...
after the first end, second end. Smith for the Scots. Get his team back into this if he can.
Yeah, Kyle Smith here throwing the last stones for Scotland. This former World Junior champion rink. First time at an international men's event, and a lovely tap back for two there.
Nicely done from the young Scot. It's now Scotland 2, Russia 1 after 2. After that deliberation. First of all, Ulsrud's 2 stones.
I think it's a significantly easier shot than he thought he might have. Actually goes for the takeout at the back of the house. And certainly makes the scoring area a little bit bigger for them. Doesn't quite get fully underneath the cover.
It's very close to the guard as well. Just slipping past there.
Well, and actually he's finished right on the button. If Benoit ever came down and froze that stone, or even just tapped it a little bit, it could well be a steal on the card for Switzerland.
So let's see what he can come up with, ensuring that Ulsrud has a very difficult final stone.
Ligne parfaite. Ligne parfaite.
He's judged his weight on his last one. What's this one like?
What? Go, 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 go.
Well, lovely shot. Doesn't get into shot position, but
It's the perfect freeze.
no, not quite, Alison. Perfect freeze if you're trying to freeze the side of the stone, but the weight was perfect. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't play it kind of on the out turn. Maybe they know something that we don't. Perhaps it's just because they just played that line, but it's certainly easier to make a direct freeze on the out turn, being able to see half of that stone on the right hand side as we look at it. A good effort though. And maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity for Norway to still score 2 here if they could just shave past the guard as he did with his first one and bump that yellow over a little bit. They could probably get a second one in there.
Does he need to go for that though?
No, he doesn't have to, but I think they're certainly better using their tolerance on the inside of the shot rather than the outside. The last thing they want to do is to slide by that yellow stone with a little bit too much weight and chip their red stone off the button and give up a steal. Better to have a shot, have a go at the shot for 2 and miss on the inside, and if you don't, then you've still got control of the game in a 2-shot lead.
So last stone of this third end.
Plass og noe. Linja bra. Ja, plass. Linja bra. Ja, plass. Håvard, du må inn. Ja, plass. Ja, plass. Ja, plass. 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 Håvard, vi må kølle. Vi må kølle. Hard over! Hard over! Hard!
Well, can they get it in there for a second one?
No, is it? Definitely 1 to Norway. Definitely 1. Is it 2? Is it or isn't it? My money's on yellow, I think.
I think it's yellow.
Yeah, I think so too.
I agree.
I've seen Håvard do this sort of thing before. He goes in for a look and then just kicks the stones away.
It was a great effort, I have to say. It wasn't far away at all.
Yeah, he's choosing to leave them on this occasion though.
Difficult to say in here.
Switzerland are yellow and Norway are the reds.
Actually, there's a fantastic situation that Håvard caused playing the Continental Cup once Thomas Ulsrud played his shot in a game against Kevin Martin. There was a million stones around the button, and after his stone came to rest, nothing happened. So they had their shot stone in the button. Håvard went in, lifted it out so they could find out who was lying second shot. And then everyone turned to Håvard and was like, well, can you put it back, please? There's still 2 stones to come. So you can imagine he was looking a little bit sheepish after that one.
And I bet people haven't let him forget that. So the measure is out, and I think it will confirm what we already know. It is yellow. She's asking them to come over. Or is she asking them to go away? Go away, she says. Will I do this? And I will tell you my decision.
Hva tror du, Svan?
Well, Håvard's in the hack, including his stone ready to start the next end. Oh, let's see the...
It is yellow, as we thought.
Yeah, the needle really spun round the dial there.
So just 1 for Norway there. Keeps it very interesting. Always adds a little bit of drama when there's a measure. And after 3 ends now, Norway 3, Switzerland 1. Watching live coverage of the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015 here at the Granley Hockey Centre. Alison Walker and Logan Gray bringing you live commentary on this, our featured game, Norway against Switzerland. It's been a treat watching Team Norway this week, and they march on thus far, 3-1 up after 3 ends. Crucial evening in round-robin play. Just 1 more session of games to go for these countries, and all vying for position in the rankings.
Yeah, we can already guarantee one team's position in the rankings, and that will be Norway being the #1 qualifier. Already 3 wins clear in this field, undefeated. And of course, just 2 sessions remaining in the round-robin, so nobody can catch them. Switzerland still in the thick of it, joint second on 4 wins and 3 losses. Who knows, we might even have the unusual situation where teams go straight through on 5 and 4. Still a possibility.
Norway's lead player, 93%. It's gone slightly down in the stats.
Yeah, he'll need to have a word with himself and get back up there to 98.
Tror du den er glattere? Glattere enn andre der?
So again, throwing two into the house.
Valentin Tanner, he's 88%. He's actually been playing well this week. Set things up well for his team. Other times he's a bartender in Geneva. And part of that team that won bronze at the World Men's Championship in 2014 in Beijing in China. He's also got a World Junior Gold and a World Junior Silver as well. Christopher Zla, also 93%, the same as Halad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he deserved to lose more than 7% for his shot he played in the last time. That was a bit of a stinker from Chris.
And you notice them more when they're so rare.
Peter de Cruz, 84% for the week. Solid numbers as you would expect from this young Swiss team. A real team of shot makers.
Just keeping an eye on this. See how far it goes as a guard.
Du prøver. 2 meter. Rulle 70. Innan.
Well, I certainly think so far, although Norway leading Switzerland by 3 shots to 1, they aren't getting all of their own way. Switzerland played a good third end. And they're well set up here as well. Certainly taking the Norwegians' attention away from the centre of play. Well, Chris Vatt just narrowly missing out with that run back. Always the risk when you're running back in opposition stone.
Là, il y a un double. Ouais. Ah, quand même, moi. Faut vraiment rester.
Peter de Cruz, a big football fan as well, into motorcycles. Lots of other interests. I dare say he hasn't got much time. Being a full-time curler.
No, that was an interesting one. Managed to spin a stone in behind the corner guard though.
Not quite what I wanted, he says.
Well, that's one of the great things from our point of view of watching Peter. You always know what he's thinking.
So another weighty one from Norway.
Well, and this time they wanted to stick it and they didn't. It's just the way of it sometimes. Claudio Petz, 86% for the week. Terrific shooting by the Swiss third.
Yep, these are still great numbers. It's just in comparison to the Norwegians, they seem not quite as good, but they are. Can he get past this guard? Yes, only just.
Det er shotten! Det der ikke noe gunstig, den ligger på linje. Du må kjøre sammen, nå vet du hvordan det køler der. Slipp. Du skal være litt lavside nå, da.
I think it's going to be the same run back again here for Torgeir. They did look at the possibility of coming off that red next to the foam bumpers.
92% for Torgeir.
Yep.
As he launches this one.
Yeah, frightening stats from the Norwegians. Oh, and gets another one. Jams on the wide one to lie to. Have still left a guard that can be used by the Swiss, though. Would probably prefer just kind of hold it on the nose. Torgeir, a very good skip in his own right. He, due to personal circumstances in Cortina at the World Men's Championship, Thomas Ulsrud wasn't able to play, and Torgeir skipped his team all the way to the World Final, only losing out to Alberta's Kevin Cooey in the final, of course picking up the silver medal as a result.
And has he not also coached the women's team to success as well? There's many strings to his bow.
Absolutely. His other claim to fame is that he is the coach of the last European Championship women's winning team for Norway.
And who did they beat?
Sweden. Don't ask me what year it was.
No, you did well there.
Jeg tror det. Kampen har røst, den tror jeg bra, Torgeir.
The Norwegians and the Swedes love winding each other up away from the ice, and indeed on occasion on the ice as well. Great rivals.
Jeg tror det er bedre å la han spille en danske dobbel enn å la han dra på alt. Ja, på et side.
Ulsrud is 91% for the whole tournament. Well, not quite perfect, but not far off.
Well, just how we were discussing there, a bit of a mistake there by the Swiss. Great chance to come around the guard and coming up shy of the house.
Right, elsewhere, what do we have? We have Italy against Germany. Third end. Italy with that commanding 4-0 lead. What can Alex Baumann produce here with his last stone? Can he get his team back into this game?
Yeah, it's a real critical game. He tries to hit the outside of that for 3, and he just had to flick it, really.
Nothing going the Germans' way at the moment. A shake of the head. He says. And after 3 ends, it's Italy 5, Germany 0.
Well, that could be a huge win for Italy as they try to secure their place in next year's competition and, of course, push to get one of those spots at the World Championship.
Yep, they're on 2 and 5 at the moment. Germany on 4 and 3.
Well, look at this draw from Benoit. Right around the outside. Super shot. It'll be a tricky draw here for Thomas Ulsrud. Not a huge amount of real estate to work with.
And again, Benoit Schwartz and his team asking the question.
Yeah, just going back to Italy for a second. I think it would be a great disappointment for them to go back to the B group if that were to be the case after a fantastic showing at last year's European Championships, finishing 4th. First time the Italian men have qualified for the last 4.
See, 2 benches. Alternate keeping
Ja, ikke sikker.
Some sustenance, munching away there.
Tredjedel til 7,5.
Yeah, it was a big deal for Italy to get up into the top flight and performed exceptionally
Jeg
well.
spiller bare en kontrollert bil, jeg tror jeg har litt å gå på. Prøv å
And
sette på
onward
litt.
to the world men's as well.
Ja, alt det. Alt. Ja, men du skal holde.
A good team to watch.
Kanskje halv seg lenger ut, men ja, den har gått litt der nå. Det synes det siste torget hopper jævlig lett, altså. Ja, det er lenger inn. Ja. Det, sett den da. Kontrollert bil.
There's a little shoulder wiggle we always see from Thomas Schulschwig as part of his pre-shot routine.
He does it every single time.
Well, they were going to play the draw. They've opted for a hit and roll off the winger. Oh, hits it too thick and doesn't quite squeeze it out of the 8-foot. Does lie in shot position though. Should be a straightforward shot for 2.
Yeah, not quite, he says.
Yeah, not a million miles away though. Let's have another look. Just overswept in the end. Perhaps hitting the same spot on the other handle, that shot might have been made, but just coming across the face, it can just straighten up that kick. It doesn't quite do enough. If he just managed to push that another foot, then it would have been good for the force. But instead, a chance has been left here for Benoit Schwarz.
A chance to level things up. And we can get 2 out of this, 84% for the tournament. For Schwarz, last stone of this 4th end.
Nicely done. All in the weight there.
Yep, well played to Schwarz and Team Switzerland. They're hanging on in there in this game and playing well. Perhaps this is the challenge that Norway are needing after 4 ends. Norway 3, Switzerland 3.
Ok, 3, regarde.
3, 4.
Non, non, pas 4. Hein.
Assez.
Saute pas dedans.
C'est 3.
Saute pas dedans, man. C'est 3. Ok, c'est bon.
So we have a bit of a game on our hands here in this 5th end. Norway 3, Switzerland 3. This is our featured game in this draw. Live coverage coming to you from the Granley Hockey Arena in Esbjerg, Denmark. Great to have you with us. Also Walker and Logan Gray bringing you all the action and updates from all the other games, as well as this one that we're focusing on.
Yeah, and a tight game. Norway must be wondering what's going on. Actually getting some opposition this afternoon. So good, good come around there by Alvard Vod Pettersson.
C'est bien, Lucas. Là, tire très bien. Attends. C'est très bien.
Assez.
So These ends have been building up very much a race around the centre.
Yeah, they've been quite similar, haven't they? The last couple.
And actually, this is almost a carbon copy of the first end, which certainly worked in the Norwegians' favour. And it's a really simple way to play and make a very easy 2. Because Håvard Pedersen is getting that first draw so perfect. He's getting it quite far away from the button, but perfectly in behind the guard. Then they can just split the rings with the second stone at the end. They can go to the back of the tee line. And it poses a real problem for the opposition, but it's all down to that first stone played by the Norwegian lead.
Again, we keep saying it, but simple stuff. The lead doing the job well.
So it really puts the Swiss in a difficult spot, because they don't know whether to hit the wide one, because they know they don't have the last stone and they don't want Norway to lie 3 at any point during the end. Other options, they could make a play onto the yellow that's frozen in the house, but again, gives Norway the opportunity to lie 3. Or you play the run back. If you miss that, Norway lie 3. So it's just a really smart tactic to use. Well, a good shot there by Peter de Cruz. Makes the run back. So now Norway can play the double on these 2 yellow stones.
Pass på den på siden da.
Ja, det går fint.
Okay.
Halvtreff. Halvtreff, ja. Japp. Wow. Rent. Japp. Hardt. 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 Hardt, 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 hardt.
Ja.
Nicely done.
Yep, makes it look easy.
Kom.
Oh, who's lying shot after that one? Tough to say from that angle.
That actually is pretty close, I think yellow.
Treffer på ned. Må nesten treffe på ned, så det blir litt sånn. Om han dobler, så får vi blanka. 15 på nesa. 15? Ja, vant på nesa da. Ja. Ja. Hard. Ja. Hard. Helt inn. Ja.
Well, nicely judged. Makes the raise take out and sticks 2 on the wing. Does leave a double takeout though for Switzerland.
Over to Italy. Germany, meantime, on sheet E. It was 5-0, remember. What's happening here with the last stone? It's all gone horribly wrong so far for the German skip. Oh, big sigh there. But this time it has worked out for them.
Well, needs to stop. Needs to stop.
Just. So they do get 1. Just keeping them in there. Actually 5, Germany 1. We're in the 5th end in our featured game. Norway against Switzerland.
Voilà.
Rien pour rouler. Non, non, non. 8. Non.
En plein pied. Oui.
Ouais, stop. Oh, non.
Vanlig. 15.
15 eller vanlig?
So Switzerland, while we were looking at the Italy-Germany game, made a really nice double to get themselves out of trouble at this end. They've had to play some good defensive shots though.
Ren. Vanlig ned. Oh.
Norway were looking strong at the start of the end. Oh, what happened there? Stone's just lost its handle, but somehow.
It worked out, but take another look at that and see what happened.
I just saw it just stopped turning completely and was almost like veering down the ice. So you see it rotating quite nicely. And just stops, and it's almost like it's on a remote control, swerving its way down the ice.
It's very odd.
So it must have just grabbed a little bit of dirt or something that stopped it rotating. But worse things have happened.
C'est la place. 6, 7. Place. Un peu là. 7. Un peu là. C'est vite. Rien faire.
Non, non, c'est vite.
C'est là.
7.
Rien maintenant. Rien.
Ça
Rien. Rien. Attends. Non, on va.
Ça calme. Ligne très bien.
Maintenant, oui. Maintenant, c'est bon.
Ligne très bien.
Ligne, c'est bien. C'est là.
Oh, ça calme trop.
Well, with that piece of misfortune, it has delivered Switzerland the chance to draw around the centre. And they've taken that opportunity with both hands. Great draw.
Yeah, almost directly behind each other there.
Well, it's a really difficult one now for Thomas. There's no real value in playing the run back, but it's really difficult to get into a hidden position to try and score 2.
Det er ikke stort vindu vi har, men dere vet jo hvor vi har. Ja, nå skal jeg holde helt kjeft, så skal dere få skyde. Nei, ikke den er full 8. Så vi... Nei, vi må heller... Vi drar. Ja, da kan vi stjerne hvis vi kommer akkurat bak 10, så vi jo ikke det. Da er det bedre at vi stopper åpen. Jeg tror du må satse på at skal vi få hjem til, så må du peise på slutten. Bite bøtten. Ja, gi dere bra emne. Fint sig her. All there.
Linja er bra.
Se opp!
Litt vide.
Se
Vi er vide.
Se opp!
Ingen linje. Det ser beinhard ut.
Well, it looks a little bit hot here.
Yeah, they're backing right off, aren't they? And you can hear the frustration in his voice.
Ser her da?
Away it goes.
You won't see Thomas Hill should do that too often.
Jeg vet ikke hvorfor vi...
But probably doesn't make too much difference to this end, really. It's he may have a slightly smaller area to draw to with his last stone, but can be used as a bit of a sighter, really. Maybe not quite as sharp as they have been in previous games, after all.
Just how to assess that. Have the Swiss really upped their game, or Norway just taking it down a level? It's.
I think it's probably a bit of both, to be honest, Alison. There's no doubt the Norwegians aren't playing at the perfect level they were operating at. They, I mean, in previous games, be lucky if you can count the amount of mistakes that they had in the whole game in one hand. So
yeah, we've seen them a lot this week, so we've been able to watch how good they've been, how few mistakes they've made.
Ligne parfait. Ligne bien. Ligne bien. C'est bien, les gars. Non, 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 non. On a besoin de l'appui ou pas?
certainly the Swiss are doing well themselves.
Lève tout seul. Ok, rien faire. Elle a pris un... Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow.
Well, again, when the opportunity arises to really crank up the heat on the Norwegians, Swiss can't quite get it in the right position to fully pressurise them. Now and drifts to the back of the forefoot and just really gives Thomas Ulsrud something to draw against.
Yeah, it's made it a little bit easier for him.
Ja, jeg vet det, men det er derfor det er tydeligvis litt følsomt der da. Du tar tak i med en, så blir det stående på et platå der ute. Prøv å sette samme fart, det. Det er ganske mye å gå på.
So this should be relatively straightforward for Thomas Ulsrud and Team Norway.
Ja, da kan du gå hvis du trenger rygg. Gå. Gå så. Gå.
And there we go. An end not without its problems, that they have emerged. Norway with one, and after 5 ends, as they go into the half-time break, it's Norway 4, Switzerland 3.
Ja, men det får ikke noe fire. Men ja, du kan prøve å spille dragningen her selv, Torger. Jeg er ferdig.
So here in the first end, Norway-Switzerland. It was a straightforward shot here for Thomas Ulsrud to score 2. Just really needed to find the 8-foot circle. And the perfect start, really, for the perfect Norwegians this far this week. Norway 2, Switzerland 0. Then here in the third end, another chance to score 2 after a good force in the second end. Needed to be the most perfect of draws, though, really. And look how close he got. Just needed to curl an inch further. And after a measure, it would be the yellow stone that was lying second. So just the one, 3-1 to Norway at this stage. And then a couple of slight mistakes by the Norwegians. And Benoit Schwartz left with the opportunity to convert this stone to score 2. Perfectly done. Nice controlled way. Score of 2 for Switzerland to tie the game up. And at half-time, it's Norway 4, Switzerland 3.
There's the latest in the other games. Scotland 2, Russia 4, 6 end. Sweden 5, Netherlands 0. Czech Republic 1, Finland 8, 6 end. Netherlands Sheety, Italy 5, Germany 1 also in the 6 end. Yeah, and let's remind you of the standings at this crucial stage. Norway, as we've been saying, are through, qualified fairly easily. 7 wins, no losses. But look at those on 4 and 3. Germany, Russia, Switzerland and Sweden. And not out of it, Finland and Scotland 3 and 4. Czech Republic, Italy and the Netherlands 2 and 5. Huge amount for them to play for too. So Norway right at the top, and the rest all scrambling really for positions, aren't they, Logan?
Absolutely, they're really stacked up. So much to play for, whether it's the semi-finals or qualifying for the World Championship or just trying to keep your country in the A group. 9 of these teams all battling even at this late stage in the round robin. Everything to play for.
What does the coach say to them, really, at this stage? They know what to do, these guys.
Well, if anybody knows what to say, it's Peter Moe, because he's been studying sports coaching, so he should certainly know what the textbook thing to say is, but I think it'll be a pretty relaxed mood in the Norwegian camp. They're just out there trying to refine things that they've already been doing in the first 7 games. But as we've said already, not really too much to improve on. It's just trying to maintain that level of performance.
Might we see the alternate perhaps come on later? I suppose it depends how the game goes, really. He has had a run in and a run on. Stats after the first 5 ends. We've been talking about the Norwegian percentages throughout. And nothing really below 95%. No stolen points, interestingly. And the Swiss not far away, actually, from those stats.
No, absolutely not. They, apart from the first end, the Swiss have been very much in this game. Certainly one of the first teams I've seen to put any real pressure on Thomas Ulsrud. They could still be a little bit better than they are, so I'm sure they'll be trying to refine things as well, because they know they are getting the opportunities which they might not have expected to get.
So onward into the second half. In 6 of our featured game, Norway against Switzerland. 4-3 to Norway. Still anybody's game here. Live coverage of the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015. We're in Esbjerg in Denmark.
Well, familiar setup, and Thomas Ulsrud already standing with the brush down, ready to play. Not wanting to waste any valuable thinking time. %100% for the game. Håvard Pettersson.
I don't think we have seen him make any even slight errors, have we? Can't think of one.
Oh, good setup again here. Valentin Tanner also having a good game at 91%, 89 for the tournament. Super stats. And I've seen this tactic used by the Swiss earlier in the week. Trying to play the tech shot when they've got the hammer, trying to open up the center and leave 2 corner guards. Doesn't get it absolutely perfect, but still opens up the shot stone.
Sva, 92% for the tournament, 93 for this game.
think overall, I mean, the Swiss are being quite cautious. They're going for the double here on the centre guards, trying to open things up. But I think that what I said at the start of the game, is try and run it tight for as long as possible. That's exactly what they're trying to do here. And a good shot here by Peter de Cruz. Clears the house and the free guard zone. I don't think there's anything else really Thomas Osler could do but peel the guard. Great shot, gets them all running. So the guard is peeled off. There's a defensive call there with Peter de Cruz's first stone. And here's our hog-to-hog split timer for draws. We've been looking at 14.5 seconds to get to the tee line just about. So you'd expect to see something around 16 or 17 for a guard.
Yeah, I'm not sure Peter was hugely happy with that one as he released it.
Well, he'll have harder shots to play today. It's just an open guard. And he got the job done, even if he wasn't entirely happy.
Torgan Ehrgaard looked like a man on a mission there as he thrust that one forward. Away it goes.
So, change of plan this time. The Swiss trying to make a freeze on this back red stone. The red itself is not in the house, but if they did freeze it, it would be. Tough shot though. Looks like a fantastic effort.
It does indeed.
Oh, super shot. That's going to be a tough one to remove.
Very well played, and that's the first time we've really seen him give a big smile, and why not? Claudio Petz, beautifully judged.
Well, electing to go the short. Benoit just running off to the side to get a little bit of something off.
Yeah, how cool is he?
We'll go on the short side here with the peel. Great shot. Did look like it was a little bit inside the nose, but that tiny gap between them allowed them to play it the short way to get it out. Playing 100% today as well.
Glenn watching it very closely indeed.
Oh, so should 90% for the game. So very much looks like this sixth end is going to be blanked. Just trading takeouts here at Skipstones. Well, I'm not sure what tune that was.
Like he knows the way this end is going, so Schwartz, 84% for the tournament, 85 for this game. He's played some tasty shots. And away goes this one as well. And Thomas will do the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both teams have got heaps of time left, but I'm sure they're just keen to go on with the next end by now. Important that Thomas hits some 6 here just to make sure that Swiss have to play a shot to blank the end. You never know, you might get an unlikely miss.
Jeg tror det sporet der såpeglatt, ja.
There are the clocks. Swiss the yellow number and Norway the red number. We would generally leave about 3.5 minutes for each end, so that would be about 14 for the remaining 7 ends, so they're both quite comfortable.
Wait. Yep. Okay, yeah.
Safely executed by Schwartz. The end is blanked. So the scores remain the same. Already thinking about end number 7, these players. After 6, it's Norway 4, Switzerland 3. Welcome back to the Granley Hockey Arena in Esbjerg in Denmark for live coverage of the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015. This is our feature game on Sheet D between Norway and Switzerland. Live coverage from Alison Walker and Logan Gray. And still, anybody's game here. 4-3, 7th end.
Yeah, it could be quite an interesting early exchange here between Switzerland and Norway, just to see what they're trying to achieve from the end. I know that Norway will be quite intent on trying to make Switzerland score one so they can have the hammer in the 8th end. And hopefully, or if they were to alternate scores, to take hammer in the 10th end as well. Switzerland, I would have thought wouldn't mind blanking the end. They've thrown a corner guard, which is an aggressive call, so maybe they're going to go for a 2 here.
It can start out like that, but can change.
Ja, vi er der.
Og linja er 10. Torger, ja, begge inn nå. Kom igjen. Hard. Kom igjen. Bra.
Another perfect draw by Håvard. So again, we see this tick shot call. It's good to see the consistency in the strategy by the teams. This is obviously something that the Swiss team have been working on and in the practice sheet and many competitions in the lead up to this. This is how they feel most comfortable about trying to score 2 when they are facing a centre guard.
It's been working quite well for them. On sheet 8, there's a tussle going on there between Scotland and Russia. This is the Scottish skip. They're trailing at the moment with the last stone, Niall Smith.
Whoa!
Looks good for Scotland. Is that one or is that two? Scotland 3, Russia 4, so very, very close.
Well, actually, a little correction there. The scoreboard says it was 2 to Scotland, so that other one on the other side of the house must have been biting.
Yep.
And it's a tied game after 6 there.
I did see a bit of white ice between the stone, but still very close in that one.
Well, Norway lying 3. So Benoit Schwartz calling for the kind of hit and roll off this red on the left-hand side of the house, and the game plan here is that they're going to try and open up that corner guard so they can make a draw around that yellow stone later on. Needs to keep the shooter though.
Yep.
Oh, that's a big mistake, and that just plays right into the hands of Thomas Schulsrud.
Dobbelen jeg tror ikke den der.
Garde.
You could see what he was trying to do, but didn't quite work out. It is 4-4 Scotland-Russia, 7th end, as you can see. And who are you following? There's the latest in all the countries in this men's draw at various stages. We're in the 7th end here between Norway and Switzerland. Home stage. Peter de Cruz's stone has opened the door for Norway. Places that almost directly in line with their other stone.
Yeah, an aggressive call. I think they feel like that red stone in the forefoot's in a strong position. So they're going to try and force the issue a little bit here with the Swiss. Super shot. Rips that one out of the forefoot and hits it nice and thin as well. So they managed to get the shooter rolling away from the centre line to open up that right-hand side of the sheet.
Timing.
Yeah, looking for somewhere around 15. We want this quite high in the house. So that goes all the way to top 4, so some slick ice conditions out there. Well, another run back for Switzerland. Doesn't manage to stick it though. There will be another come around for Norway. Tough shots that the Swiss are having to play. Just wonder if they might have to try and mix up their strategy a little bit. It doesn't seem to be working at the moment. They're just having to chase Norway all the time, and while they are kind of hanging in the game, they're not really taking the initiative themselves and getting any real control over the Norwegians.
But how long do you wait before you change things, or do you stick with it and hope that it's going to work out? part of the game, I suppose, making that decision. When and where. And we are in the 7th end.
Bra.
So another tough run back, and they don't make this one. Leave a centre guard. So now another Norwegian stone will go into the house.
Not quite going according to plan here for Team Switzerland. Can't afford to give this team too many openings.
Enten der, eller der. Her helst ikke.
Bestem en da, så hold tusen der. Forcer er også greit da, ikke sant? Så lenge vi forcer. Hva liker dere på fart her da, i det sporet her? Vi må jo tydeligvis... Bitte litt mindre!
Enten 4-5, eller 5-6. Ikke 5.
So precise stone positioning required here. Certainly don't want to set up a double takeout for Switzerland to remove both reds and lie behind the yellow guard. It's a little bit heavy-handed with a couple of draws going in this direction in the 5th end.
Seems quite agitated this time round. Stay off, stay off.
Well, just grazes the top stone. Doesn't leave a double takeout, but does leave a freeze or a tap. I think they'll want to move that red stone. It's a little bit too close to the button.
Bak tidligere det også, bare så det lov til seg.
Nei, hvor er det her? Backhand på Feppa.
So now they're having a little think about that. One game has finished, and it's the game between Italy and Germany. And what a win for Italy. 9-1 was the final score. Picked up 4 in that 6th end, so that's a great win for Team Italy. That takes them on to 3 victories now. And Germany stay on 4. It's a big help for the Italian team. And really, they had command of that game throughout.
Yeah, it looks like the 2014 Italy showed up this afternoon. The one who made it to the semi-finals last year. Much more like a performance we expect from that team.
It certainly hasn't been one-sided in our featured game between Norway and Switzerland. Switzerland hanging right in there.
I've got to say, it's just crazy this year how even the field is in the standings. So many teams between 3 and 4 wins.
We usually do see a lot, the cream rising to the top. There are a few that usually rise to the top, not just one. A mixture of good and bad news for Switzerland in this end, though. It's still an opening for them here.
Lovely freeze. Just bumps it a little bit, but it's going to be a tough job to get in there and score a second one with the redstone at the back of the tee line being so close to the button.
Han har den liksom, den. Men hvis du legger den der, så har du ikke det da.
Tøkkeren der da, stå på midt på senterlinja der, helt enig. Pass på at du ikke blir for bedre. Du kan slå, ikke sant? Full opp der, Mats.
Ja, her er greit. Ja, det er greit her også. Jeg tror du kan la han spille den der, kanskje. Ja, du vil akkurat forbi den. Ja, vi helst blokke den nå, da.
Aksepterer at det pulser er guard der. Så de ikke jobba litt med for å få linja på den, ikke sant?
So this is Ozun's last stone.
Ja, bare 4.
This end. One more to come for Switzerland.
3-4.
Ligger bra nå, linja er
Linja
klar.
er der. Håvard nærmest.
Bare ren.
Håvard nærmest. Ikke du, Frank. Ikke du. Jeg er omtrent ikke så bra. Ikke du, Frank. Wow. Nå tror jeg han fikk et slag.
So it doesn't leave any options up the center line, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to play an out-turn draw to score 2.
They're looking at those two top red stones.
Moi, je suis d'accord. Normal. 10,5. Un tiers sur un tiers. Non, c'est hyper fin. Ça c'est un quart.
The only shot I can see to score 2 is to come in off the winger, but if you were ever to hit that one a little bit too thick and go onto the side of your yellow stone and push it off the button, then you give up a steal of 1. So
These are the decisions, the big decisions to be made. That can make the difference between winning and losing.
Moi j'aime bien board. Ouais, board. Mais un vrai board, alors. Ouais, 11, max board. Ça board, c'est impossible de prendre une moitié et de sortir ça. Non. Plus board. C'est bien ça. Autant que ça.
Reminder of the colours for you. Norway red, remember, Switzerland yellow. Switzerland,
Board, ça c'est bien.
you have that one shot there,
Board,
counting.
plus board, pas plus. Sur un tiers.
certainly looks like they're going to have a go at it here anyway. Certainly want to err on the thin side. Well, actually, by the amount of ice that they're taking, they're maybe playing at a kind of controlled weight, so that might just give them a little bit more chance to control it with the brushes.
Last one of the seventh end. What can Switzerland come up with here? Will it work?
Must be close. Is it too thin? A little bit safe in the end. They're obviously fully aware of the dangers in that shot.
They still have their one though. It was worth a try. They have squared things up now after 7 ends. Norway 4, Switzerland 4. Welcome back to our live coverage from the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015. Penultimate round of men's round-robin action here at the Granley Hockey Arena. And the feature game is Norway against Switzerland. And it's been an intriguing battle between these two. 4-4. As we begin this eighth end.
Farta er grei.
Jobber litt bak på slutten. Ja, kom igjen da. Få litt spenning. Litt til. Bra.
Parfait. C'est bon. 3 paires 2.
C'est assez proche. Hein.
Oh, alors, oh. Non, surtout pas dedans. Surtout pas dedans.
C'est fort.
Non, rien faire. Ah. On est où?
I think they were really looking for this one to be short of the house. Again, just drifts a little bit too far. I do feel like the ice conditions might be just a little bit quicker here this afternoon.
Yep, he's been pretty solid, as Valentine Tanner. Just a bit caught out by that one. And maybe have advantages in thinking the same thing too.
Vanlig opp, vanlig. Rent. Bra fart. Rent. Wow. Vær med. Wow. Ja. Nære, Torger. Ja. Nære. Ja.
Will Norway make the double? Doesn't quite squeeze that yellow out of the house.
Spun back in again. So could still have a part to play.
Yep, oui.
Hits and sticks. Just on the edge there. Into the cruise.
Trying for the hit and roll in front of this wide yellow. Great shot. Fantastic shot there by Chris Vatt. So a real problem here for the Swiss. It's a difficult shot to play. And you see that corner guard wide open for the Norwegians to play a draw around. No real risk for the Norwegians here either. They certainly don't want to give up a steal. Doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility at all, really. Great shot. Super shot by Peter de Cruz to lie to.
Yep, that one sticks around, which is good from a Swiss point of view.
Yeah, this was always going to be the problem though. Now Norway have the chance to take the upper hand in this 8th end and go around the corner. They won't be too worried about the stones that are in the house at the moment. Back of the tee line and nowhere close to the button. So just slips. Perhaps a foot and a half too far, 18 inches. And gives Switzerland the chance to play the freeze. Would have been a much more difficult shot if they were high of the tee line. Means you need to get the line so much more precise to line a shot position.
Just a nice freeze a couple of ends ago, Claudio Petz.
Well, again, just a fraction heavy and bounces off the freeze. Well, the thing is, if they do just come to the nose or even play inside the nose, stay behind the corner guard, it does leave just the same shot for the Swiss. So that's what the conversation is at the moment. They could try and make a play where they hit and roll towards the centre line in front of Thomas Julsrud.
Midt på nesa. Bare en sjuer midt på nesa. Veldig mye, eller?
So that's where he's aiming.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to play the straight freeze in the end. Not too concerned at this stage about lying to. Let's say the handle's just about stopped on that stone again. I did see it earlier in the game completely stop rotating. And it looked like the same problem again there.
And it was also Torger, wasn't it?
And we can assume that he's playing the same two stones every end. So that number one stone, perhaps the offender.
However, they didn't appear to be too concerned about it.
Well, they were definitely having a conversation about something. Now, it's always a little bit scary when you don't have the last stone and you're playing around the corner guard.
Another final result here. Sweden 7, Netherlands 1, and really Sweden in control for the whole of that game. A series of ones, and Netherlands picking up one just at the end of the 6th end. So Sweden march on. And Netherlands stay on 2 wins, 5 losses, now 6 losses.
Yeah, as I was saying just before we moved over, Torger Nørgaard, perfect game so far. It's always scary playing around the corner guards when you don't have the last stone because there is no plan B. You can't miss. If you do miss, then you know the Norwegians are going to put another one round there, and there's no centre guard to hide behind later on. So it's perfect curling required here, really, by the Swiss if they don't want to lose a multiple score here.
Hvis vi skråfryser der og han slår, så er kanskje det greit også.
Det er ikke krise. Hva gjør det? Det er små ringer.
Vi prøver å treffe litt...
Ja, ikke mye. Kjapp er helt greit.
Yellow Switzerland, red Norway, remember.
11.
And a key moment coming up in this 8th end.
Well, it looks like they're trying to play a double takeout here. Fad's back with the guard. Oh, unlucky. Great effort.
It's not the worst result.
No, it's not. Just wanted to hit it. Just a fraction of an inch really left of where they hit it as we look at it there. Just to get it on the nose, and then it can spin that yellow out of the 8 foot. Great attempt.
Si ça roule un peu là, ça ne dérange pas. Pile en plein. Ça, on essaie juste d'éviter.
Another game over. And this round robin victory for Finland over the Czech Republic. Czech Republic 4, Finland 10. Takes the Finns on to 4 wins.
Juste normal. Là, c'est
And they
bien.
could be in the mix as well.
Yeah, Finland having a good week. And they'll certainly be happy to, I think, guarantee their qualification for the Worlds.
Même pas touché. Même pas touché.
Hard to say.
Jamais rien.
Yep. So many teams on similar wins and losses.
Well, does manage to squeeze that red far enough out of there.
Didn't catch as many as he wanted though.
Innside. Få den over der. Har du luft?
Har en halvstein, hvert fall halvstein luft. Veldig fordelaktig å spille inn, men...
Kan du spille inn den?
Well, I think the plan here will just be to try and smash that yellow on the nose and maybe even roll over towards the corner guard.
Prøv å gå inn for å få...
Long way to squeeze that yellow out of the 8 foot though.
Kapstein 11.
To line shot position, or line second shot position I should say.
Må du jobbe litt på den gule da, Torger? Får du med kjapp?
Jo, jo.
Ok.
Silence in the arena as Thomas Rosewood plays the first of his 2 stones.
Great shot. Norway lying 2 here in the 8th end.
Ganske nære garden, hvis den bare gikk dit.
I think he quite liked that.
Det var sånn på dagen.
It was very close.
Jeg trodde jeg skulle fly ut.
Well, could be a slash double, maybe even a triple here. To lie 4.
Mais je dis que vite, ça dérange pas.
Have to get it really good anyway.
Ça va jamais faire ça.
Don't think they've got much option other than to just try and play that slash double.
Je pense qu'il faut prendre genre 2 tiers.
Comparison of the 4th players. Schwartz Rosewood, 91% to 78 overall.
Ça reste assez droit là, côté. 2 tiers.
So will we see all 3 of these reds go here?
Scale of 1 to 10, Logan, how difficult?
2 tiers, c'est parfait.
Certainly easy to get 2 of them gone. And they've got quite a nice little pocket to roll into on the other side of the house as well. They can even roll into their own yellow and line shot position in front of the other red they're trying to get. So let's see how it works out here. Must be close.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Good stuff from Benoit Schwartz. Yep. He says, well done, my man, he says. That's one of the best ones we've seen this week.
Yeah, the angles were just perfect for it, and I think Thomas Ulsrud knew that as soon as he got down there. Well, Norway forced to just draw for one. Switzerland did well here to force the one without any centre guard in play. Had to play some real precision curling to get there.
Last stone of this 8th end. To secure just the 1 point to go into the 9th for Norway.
Hvor lange? Nå køler vi over, ikke rygg lenger, men...
And there we go. They do secure that without any bother, but it's still all to play for. Norway with the narrowest of leads after 8 ends. Norway 5, Switzerland 4.
Deux ou blank, comme d'hab. Oui, mais les gars, tu veux faire quoi? Tu veux venir de côté?
Oui, mais 10.
Ouais, puis si tu tapes
tape,
plein...
fais le freeze.
Ouais, très bien. D'accord. Quoi? Ah, moi j'aime bien.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2015. Bringing you men's round-robin action, and our featured game is this one between Norway and Switzerland. 5-4, 9th end now. Had a bit of everything in this game. And the first time Norway have really been tested thus far, leading the way in the round-robin standings.
Well, interesting to see how teams develop their strategy over time. I think once upon a time we would have seen Switzerland choosing to throw the corner guard here, Peter de Cruz, and push in to try and score 2 or 3, but nowadays choosing to go into the house. So the key there with that draw to the wing is to go behind the tee line, and then you can either choose to play a freeze or you can play a takeout. Interesting to see them throwing the freeze after throwing the wing. Throwing the wing, you would generally expect that they're going to try and blank the end. Of course, then by throwing a freeze, then maybe you're trying to score 2.
Or maybe you're just trying to keep all your options open at this stage.
Well, absolutely, Alison. It's definitely part of it, and there's varying levels of how hard you're pushing to achieve a certain outcome from an end. So can either go all out to score 2 or all out to blank the end, but sometimes there's just a little place that can be found in the middle.
You know, Switzerland have pushed Norway all the way here, and they do have a chance.
So 2 reds side by side. We might well see another freeze being played here.
One other game going on, and it's the Scotland-Russia game. 8th end as well. 5-4 to the Russians. Scotland was the last stone here. Kyle Smith. Crucial game for both of these teams.
Great shot by Kyle Smith. How many is that? Looks like 3.
Under pressure there. That could be a hugely significant end for the Scots.
And Evgeny Arkhipov just confirming it would be a triple for Scotland. And they move into a 7-5 lead after 8 ends. Scotland still in the contention for the playoffs. Early in the week there was a little bit of worry at home about what they, after a poor start, would they be able to qualify Scotland for the World Championships, but that looks just about done now, and they can start to turn their eye towards trying to make the semi-finals.
Yeah, one more game for them. Been on a good run. These guys are already well there. 7 wins, no losses for Team Norway. Perfect, he said.
Yeah, it certainly was. That red's going nowhere. After a really good freeze as well by Pieter de Cruz. Well, it's an interesting little exchange over here on the wing. It's not something you would see too often. Just lost it there, out on the wing. Just snapped a little bit harder than they thought it would, over curls. It doesn't manage to hold the face of that red stone, so it will be an easy takeout here for Norway.
Ingenting. Nei. Ja. Hard. Bra.
No problem there. For Torgen Ergaard.
Well, and Norway gets stone above the tee line for the first time, so not really an option to throw a freeze on this occasion. Could just try that same sort of bump shot. They would have to try and roll a little bit inside to get into a shot scoring position.
Every stone really does matter now in this 9th end. It's not rolling anywhere really. And certainly not the way they wanted.
Halv 4 fot. Er du sikker på det? Halv 4 fot. Det deres, gutter. Linja ganske grei. Plass som noe veldig god plass, faktisk. Linja ser grei ut nå. Linja grei. Viktigst er å bite 8-fot. Køle om vi kan. Se ikke la hard ut. Hard!
Bare høyt.
Hard! Få den hit, hvertfall. Få den hit. Hard! 8-fot! 8-fot! Hard! Bra.
Well, that slight mistake by Switzerland. Rolling to the outside allows Norway to come around that centre guard, so looks like the option to blank the end may well be gone now.
Bra.
Oh, manages to find the gap. Unbelievable.
Just not working out for them right now. Team Switzerland.
I'm a little bit surprised they didn't play a more aggressive shot there. Seems very much like even if they did make a double, it's still very likely they were going to get forced to score one. So it's like certainly a bit of a headache at the moment, Peter.
Is the team slipping? Is the game slipping away from this team? Not this team, but the other team.
Well, they're certainly making life very difficult for themselves, the Swiss, at the moment. They kind of almost had something going over on the wind there, and it was just one kind of slight miss, and then a kind of strange call, I would say, from Peter de Cruz there. I think there should have been some sort of acceptance that they weren't going to be able to blank the end, and maybe should have turned his mentality towards trying to score two. I certainly don't want to be forced to the one here and go into the last end trying to steal against Thomas Ulsrud. That isn't going to happen too many times.
Easy på linja.
Da må vi bare vente.
Håvard inn.
Ja.
Hard!
Ja. Videre.
Catches the other red.
Steinene her superglatte. Er de I forhold til Torgersine, eller?
Moi, je crois que c'est de toute façon un peu trop grand. Sinon, c'est ça avec Norman, mais si ça reste là, puis nous, on prend pas le shot sur ça.
Si on roule, si on est là, ça c'est facile.
Ouais. Je crois qu'on a vu. Assez vite, tu peux rouler là, mais là c'est bien. Hein?
Ouais, exact.
On essaie de faire ça?
Non, ça c'est le mieux.
9 avec le out?
Ouais.
Essayez, tac, et roule. Bon. Pour rouler là, je pense que c'est quand même mieux de venir vite, puis si on fait le double, ça va. Hein? Avec le out, tu préfères? Hein?
Can they get rid of all four here?
3 quarts avec le out comme ça?
Faut pas mettre trop de glace, hein. Ouais, ça.
Just spending a little bit of time over that one because I did make a mistake earlier in the week with one of these, but no, it's certainly not possible on this occasion. Let's have another look at that fantastic triple takeout by Benoit Schwartz, one of the shots of the week thus far. Look at that. Perfect angles. And that's how you go from line 2 against to line 4.
Yep, fantastic shot from the young Swiss. And Skip was pretty happy too, so can he produce this time?
Well, trying to make a hit and roll inside here. Doesn't manage to get the angle.
Il y a peut-être un petit peu.
Vi kan jo rulle av hvis du vil! Da ruller vi, Torger!
Thomas Ulsrud not mucking about. He's in the hack ready to play already. Even managed to beat the sweepers to the hack.
Looking very confident, aren't they, Norway now? Just feel they're beginning to turn the screw a bit.
Helt vekk.
Nei.
Ikke et drag.
Ja, vi ligger på Chps nå.
Torgeir! Torgeir! Jeg løper på do bare!
So it's just going to be a draw for one now for Switzerland. Just kind of lost their way in this ninth end. Well, a bit of pressure in this draw. They could be the first team to take Norway to a 10th end this week.
I'm sure that will be of very little consolation if they lose this game, because they have had their chances.
Well, absolutely, Alison. There's no shot difference column in the qualification this round robin. There's no end scored column. It's all about wins and losses.
So last stone of this ninth end for Switzerland. Forced to take just the one shot, the 1 point. It does level things up. But the advantage very much in the Norwegian camp. And they might rue that ninth end. After 9, Norway 5, Switzerland 5.
On a le temps. Linn, c'est bon. Linn, c'est bon.
Regarde, regarde.
Regarde. Première vitesse. Fais-la bien. Easy, easy, easy.
We're into the 10th end now of our future game between Norway and Switzerland. And although it is a tied game, you would expect Norway to see this one out and go to 8 wins. But let's just wait and see.
Well, Håvard Rud Pedersen, one of the best exponents of the tick shot in the world. It's really not that easy, but he certainly makes it look that way.
Yeah, got a good round of applause from the crowd there.
Yeah, and the key to how he plays it is that he plays it so light. Like you see too many of the kind of less experienced leads and teams playing them a kind of like a solid hack weight. That's just really enough weight to run to the back line, and that's why he gets so much success.
Would he just continually practice that, practice and practice and practice it on his own?
It's difficult to practice it on your own because it's such a precision shot to play. You really have to practice that shot as a team, but I'd imagine that during one practice session he'll play it a lot of times, and yeah, it's certainly something they will definitely practice a lot as a team. So much communication required in it as well. So let's see if he can do the double.
No pressure, 97%.
Litt hardere. Ganske lik. Veldig lik.
Nicely done.
And communication with his sweepers as well. When to sweep, when not to sweep, how hard to sweep. That's all part of it too.
Yeah, and that just makes life so much easier for Thomas Ulsrud.
Yep, look at that nice open area.
It certainly has a bit of a psychological factor as well over your opposition when you've got a lead who can do that. You know you're up against it right from the start of the end. You just have to persevere. But I think their confidence has to be pretty low in getting into a winning position in this end. And that maybe goes back to what happened in the previous end with that tactical call that I was disagreeing with that Peter made, is that I don't think, well, I think what they called was almost accepting that they're probably going to get forced to win, but then they were going to have to steal on the 10th end, and that's not going to give themselves the best chance of winning. So they really had to throw caution to the wind a little bit more in the 9th end to try and get that too, and give themselves at least a 40% chance of winning, whereas now they've only got maybe a 5 or a 10%
I
chance.
think that was the key moment then in the whole game.
Absolutely.
Vil du ha en andre stand til svar, eller beholde den du har?
That being said, the final stone's still going to have to be played, so
Juste un, sur le logo.
Juste un.
Un, pas plus.
Juste un. Juste qu'elle passe.
Juste
Mine,
un.
c'est bon. Oh.
Juste un, ça va.
Oh. C'est...
Bien joué, Pete.
Bien. Parfait.
Inte bästa Kev.
well, Switzerland doing a good job here of getting this guard into a more difficult position to peel. Should be pretty straightforward for Chris Vatt, but just needs to be careful to negotiate the stones out in the flanks of the sheet. Well, does well enough to get it onto the top side of that wide one, but that's the kind of danger, is that you run into one of those wide ones and the stone redirects back towards the centre line and leaves a nice guard for the Swiss to come around.
Right, one other game still going on sheet A. Scotland against Russia. 7-5 to the Scots. 9th end. Russian skip trying to get close to his opponents. See those red stones ahead.
Oh, he's not by.
Catches it, doesn't it? And off it goes. And that looks like at least 2. When it's 1, is it? It's 1 for Scotland, and that increases their lead. That was their chance there. And looking good for the Scots. And that one.
Well, Swiss didn't do quite as good a job of positioning this stone, but maybe quite a good lesson for a kind of more inexperienced skip, somebody who's still learning tactics, as well, he's now choosing to go into the house. But if you'd seen him before, he was being extremely precise about where he was wanting to position his centre guard. It wasn't just a case of, we'll throw a centre guard and hopefully they'll nose it or miss it. He was trying to put it in a position where it was the most difficult to peel for the Norwegians, so they've got some sort of improvement in the situation going towards the next one. Having a bit of a change of tactic here though, and going around the corner guard, so rather than trying to get something going in the centre of the sheet, they're basically trying to make Thomas Hulsrud face 2 stones in the house with his last one, and hopefully they'll hit and roll out or something like that, and they'll give up a steal that way.
Well, they have to do something. They're running out of stones, running out of options. And they know how good this man is. They need to make it as difficult for him as possible.
Nå. 13,5. Han skulle hardere.
Vant.
15 eller vanlig take, kanskje?
Ja, det køler ingenting der, da.
Nei, men jeg ser en tredjedel.
Da er det vanlig, da. Myk vanlig der.
Går vi i garden, så er det greit.
Vanlig der. Jepp. Hardt. Hardt. Hardt, da. Hardt. Egen. på at det skal bli mindre ringer.
Well, that's what the Swiss wanted to happen. Now they can start to look towards trying to get a guard a little bit closer to the centre line, to get one a bit closer to the button with a drop.
Si on est là, il va enregistrer. Si on est là, c'est dangereux. Si on est ici, c'est dangereux.
Et après, et après la suivante, on la met dans le
Oui,
pied.
exactement. Ou bien un pied à droite, ici. Non, j'ai bien juste là.
Ah, on a pas fait.
Le forcer à faire jouer une ligne, comme ça il touche pas ça.
Ah, ouais.
C'est ça?
Très bien.
2?
Si.
Ça va là?
Ouais, c'est bien.
Comme ça.
Pas proche. 2. 3.
Dans, juste 2.
2.
Ouais. Ici, c'est bien.
Ok.
Là.
Ok, là, c'est bien.
Pas trop proche. Hein,
Ouais.
2, 2 et demi. Deux, c'est bien.
Some of the teams in to watch this men's draw, the world champion women's team from Switzerland in the foreground and the Norwegian girls in the background. Getting some nice wins on the board this week, defeating Denmark and Russia along the way.
Il a l'air d'avoir plus cassé, les gars. Bon, pattes. Plus là.
Deux vraiment seuls.
Sur le balai, là.
Tout seul.
Pile sur le balai, c'est le meilleur spot.
Il faut quand même être deux. Il faut qu'elle serve à quelque chose. Hein.
Yep. Yep, yep. Ouais, on est bien. On est bien. Bien.
Yep. Ja.
We watch another Yellowstone disappear here. 88%. %94% on his hits.
Du kan ikke ligge an ta den for å bare spare litt tid.
Men det jeg tenkte på, ikke sant?
Yeah, so
Scenario nå.
it looks like the Swiss are going to achieve their kind of secondary goal in this end, and lie 2 coming to Thomas Silsrud's last stone.
Si on est là, il fait quoi?
And this comes down to whether he wants to make Thomas Silsrud draw or hit. So the options are pretty much you could throw one to the centre line, the top of the 8 foot, and that would maybe make the draw slightly more difficult for Thomas Silsrud. It would certainly force him to play a draw. The other option is you put one a little bit closer to the button, and then he has to play a takeout or a more difficult draw, and you might be more likely to play the takeout, and then you do get the hit and roll out to steal and win the game.
Well, 94% on his hits and 88 on his draws, so, you know, there isn't really that much to choose in terms of that.
No, absolutely not. I think we'll probably... I think I would be tempted to just throw one to the edge of the 4 foot. I think there's still a possibility that Thomas would throw the draw, but certainly be a little bit more difficult. But that's the 2 options that they're discussing at the moment.
C'est ça. Bon, bah, alors c'est bon. On peut toujours jouer comme ça. Sur le re, là. Val, si on est genre ici, si t'as compris, il n'est pas shot, c'est parfait, tu vois. Genre, si on est complètement dans le 8 pieds, c'est mieux. Mais là, il a un hit and stick.
Again, Peter de Cruz having an extremely precise discussion with his sweepers and saying this is exactly where we need it to get the maximum effect that we're looking for.
70. Moi, j'étais combien?
J'ai mal pris celui-là. Je
Ouais.
pense que c'est 90 quand même.
Ouais, voilà, exactement. 70, c'est bien, c'est un peu vite, 70.
65, 70.
Ok.
70 avec Brett, c'est...
Non, c'est vrai. Plus 5.
So here we go with Benoit Schwartz, last stone,
Mine, c'est bon.
86%.
Regarde, passe, pas plus long.
9 draws.
Pas plus long, hein. Mine, c'est bon. Regarde, Val, regarde, sur le balai. Pas plus, pas plus.
À vous, les... Ah, c'est bien.
Ça a l'air vite, ça a l'air vite.
Juste à vous.
And the skip wants it
D'ici, ça a l'air vite.
in an exact
Pas plus,
position.
surtout pas plus. Surtout
Yeah,
pas
they
plus.
basically need to get it far enough up
Go, 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 go,
so
go,
that
go, 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 les gars, go, go,
they're
go.
close enough to the button, but Thomas Silsrud can't nose hit it to lie shot. A good attempt. Possibly could have travelled another
Bit more.
stone and a half, but there's always going to be this wide open draw on the in turn.
There wasn't really much else they could do, was there?
No, absolutely not. So it's just going to be full 8 foot for Thomas Hulsrud to maintain his perfect record this week.
Bra. I forhold til de vi har hatt, skal jeg legge på bitte litt, eller?
Jeg tenker.
Hæ?
Prøv å huske den siste når du dro der sånn på poenget.
Ja.
Jeg tror det er bra.
Tror du den er fin?
Ja.
Ok, jeg gir det samme.
So here we go. Thomas Hulsrud just needs the 8 foot to secure their 8th win of the week.
Setter den på bra, Omar.
Last stone
Setter den på bra. Hold den ute der. Hold den ute der.
Tight
of
ut,
this
tenker
10th
jeg.
Hold den
end.
ute der. Tight og nå på linje. Linje er tight. Linje er tight.
Hvis dere kan gå, så hold i gang.
Plass. Plass.
Hold i gang hvis dere kan. Ok, det er greit. Jeg er forbi nå.
Plass.
Now, super communication indicating the line was a little bit tight, so they swept it early.
Never in doubt. Norway secure that point, finish the game. Switzerland did push them all the way, but Norwegians just turned the screw in the final couple of ends to secure that
Føler han dagen
8th
den innan der.
victory. Final score: Norway 6,
Det var
Switzerland
guffen
5.
Guffen og drama. De steinene var ikke... De var fireren fløy. Hæ? Vet du det?
It's an action-packed day here in the Granley Hockey Arena. 4 draws. Of course, the next game at 7 o'clock. Sorry, 8 o'clock, the local time. The women's draw back on. And it'll be their last game of the round robin. Russia, Denmark and Scotland already qualified for the semi-finals. Finland, Switzerland and Sweden can still all join them, with Finland leading the 3 of them by 1 win on 5 wins and playing against Estonia this evening. So a great opportunity for Finland to make the semis and to rule out Sweden and the world champions Switzerland. So here in the 7th end, it was Benoit Schwartz trying a high-risk shot off the winger to try and score a second point here. Played it a little bit safe in the end, hit it too thin, but a lovely attempt. It would only be a score of 1 there though, to make it 4 each. Then in the 8th end, look at this one from Benoit. Not much needs to be said about this one. One of the shots of the week. Makes all 3 Reds go. Switzerland lie 4 and Norway forced to score 1 in 8. And then here in the 10th end, some excellent lead play by Håvard Vard Pedersen. 2 great tech shots. A perfect final end for the Norwegians. Finished with a button draw. Norway stay perfect. Final score, Norway 6, Switzerland 5. Elsewhere in session 8, Scotland defeating Russia by 8 shots to 6. Sweden beating Netherlands by 7 to 1. Finland beating Czech Republic by 10 to 4. And Italy cruising to a 9-1 win over Germany. And this is how they all stack up. Norway still the only team qualified on 8-0, of course, securing first place. Sweden 5-3. And right behind them, Finland, Germany, Russia. Scotland and Switzerland, all 4 wins. Depends on the matchups, obviously, but perhaps Italy still in with an outside chance of a tiebreaker on 4 and 5 if they could win this evening. And Czech Republic and the Netherlands will be hoping they lose to give themselves a chance of the World Championships.
Congratulations, Thomas, on another victory. How do you feel your team performed?
This was a tight game. It was a game all the way to the last only 10-10, but I think we're still playing pretty good, and Switzerland played a really good game, so some good shots out there tonight. But we were lucky enough to come home with the hammer in the last end and took advantage of that.
Is it you taking your foot a little off the gas and Switzerland upping their game? How do you work out the balance there?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I guess before this game we were already qualified for the playoffs, and we had a talk about it before the game, and I don't think we tried to sort of like relax anything. We played our best, and all honors to Switzerland, you know, and they played a really good game.
And do you think about records at all, about unbeaten runs in championships? Is that also at the back of your mind?
I think I think it's been done so many times before, but this was actually the first game we played 10 ends though, so we had a little thing going there. We were trying to not play 10 ends for the whole round robin, but that's blue now. Switzerland blew it, so.
But your stamina is still okay for 10 ends, is it?
Yeah, I think so. We were haven't been in this territory, you know, for quite a while. You know, the first time we played the 8th and 9th and 10th ends, so yeah.
You must be feeling great. What a week it's been.
Yeah, it's been a really good week. So just gonna try to keep my boys, get them back in bed now. It's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. So I'll see what happens.
Congratulations on the win. Well done.
Thank you.
There you go, the thoughts of the winning skip, Thomas Ulsrud, for the 8th time this week, defeating Switzerland on this occasion by a scoreline of 6-5. From myself, Logan Gray and Alison Walker, thanks for watching, and join us for more at 7 o'clock this evening.